You might think of Dorsetshire. No, not that in the UK. Not even Dorset, remember? Its former name is Dorsetshire, but they changed it to a shorter name, Dorset. I meant this one. HMS Dorsetshire, pennant number 40, or hull number 40, if you wanted to call it, is one of the final ships of the Norfolk subclass, the first being Norfolk. Norfolk was laid down first on the 8th of July 1927, then launched in the 12th of December 1928. That's right, she was launched in the 12th of December 1928 and was commissioned on the 30th of April 1930. Her pennant or hull number is 78. While meanwhile for HMS Dorsetshire, remember, she was laid down on the 21st of September 1927, launched in January 29th, 1929, and commissioned on the 30th of September 1930. Sorry, commissioned on 30th of September 1930. However, unfortunately, she was also sunk on the 5th of April 1942 by Shokaku. Remember? And you have to remember, age doesn't matter. Remember, age. Norfolk, even though she's younger by most points and Dorsetshire old, in reality though, she was laid down, launched, and commissioned at different dates than Norfolk, a difference between the 8th of July 1927, the 12th of December 1928, and the 30th of April 1930, while she was laid down on the 21st of September 1927, launched in the 29th of January 1929, and commissioned on the 30th of September 1930. Remember, we're not gonna talk about their real age, no. Instead, we're gonna talk about this quote from Dorsetshire.
こんにちは。ノーフォーク姉さんの妹、ドーセットシャーです。姉さんより大人っぽいって？あら、ご冗談を。姉さんこそ、私が目指す目標ですよ。
And according to her quote in Azure Lane, she was Norfolk's little sister. Sorry, Norfolk's little sister. Even though her age, Norfolk still beats Dorsetshire because of launch, laid down, and commission dates, even though she wasn't meant to be. Of course. And you want to hear another quote from Dorsetshire? Here, from Azure Lane.
私より、やっぱり姉さんの方が可愛いですよね。
She said,
My big sister is definitely cuter, at least compared to me.
and yes, Dorsetshire is actually younger than Norfolk, even though she doesn't look as old as Dorsetshire. Of course. Let's go to the history for a moment. Dorsetshire was laid down on the 21st of September 1927, launched on the 29th of January 1929, and commissioned on the 30th of September 1930. She was sunk on 5th of April 1942 from Shokaku's air attacks. Remember, this is World War II history and intern war history. Once again, the dates are following that: 1927, 1929, 1930, and 1942. So by the time she was laid down, her sister, meanwhile, was launched 1 year before her in 1928, then laid down months before her in April 1930. That meant she was not surviving for long because even though she had service in the Battle of Denmark Straits on Fort Bismarck, of course, that is only for Hood, Wales, Bismarck, and Prince Eugen, of course. The reason why I'm explaining this is because we're doing this. So, Bismarck left Poland and heading for the Denmark Strait ain't gonna be easy in World War II, then said, then today, remember? Because to, counterattack, remember, she left, heading somewhere. And unfortunately, back in Norway, she was detected somewhere and alerted the Royal Navy. Later on, and Suffolk and Norfolk decided to find, to spy on Bismarck while Wales and Hood were there. While immediately after, Suffolk and Norfolk returned to base while Hood and Wales engaged Bismarck, and essentially Hood is down afterwards by Bismarck's third salvo. Wales was damaged and forced to go back. Immediately after that, Suffolk and Norfolk returned to spy on them and realized where she was going. She was going to this city in France. And they had to catch up. Meanwhile, back in London, though, everyone needs to know after Hood sank, it was time for the final blow to Bismarck. Sink the Bismarck. Remember when I say sink the Bismarck, everyone? Well, back in Gibraltar, things are getting angry for Ark Royal, Sheffield, and Renown. The participants on Force H, funnily enough, are Ark Royal, Sheffield, and Renown. Meanwhile there, Dorsetshire, Rodney, King George V, and Repulse are on the other side right now. That meant, remember, they're hunting for Bismarck. Remember, those British ships, participated in the sinking of Bismarck. Essentially, after Hood sunk, the British government sent orders from all ships who spotted Bismarck to sink it immediately. And meanwhile though, then suddenly, it goes like this.
What a beautiful day around this. Wait, I'm led to a trap! Get them, everyone! Get them! Essentially, what do you think of it? What do you want from me this time, girls? Well, we want to sink you. And that is true, remember? Aha, you're trying to sink me. Then I'll sink it by myself. Huh? Ah! Yay, victory!
And so does it. Bismarck was sunk. All thanks because she was trapped